Hello everyone, welcome back to RCH Builders. So we're back out here again, getting ready to, now that it's all the way in the dry, this two-story addition here, we're going to be working on basically wrapping up some stuff that would need to be done for an inspection. And then we'll see what we get. Maybe we'll actually work on some roofing. We'll just see how far we get today, but I doubt we'll get to the roof, because there's quite a few things. One thing, I've added a hanger here. I went ahead and did it off camera because with how tight it is up against the wall and everything, I really didn't see any place to put the camera to let y'all see that. But I've put a hanger here, and I have also, when we come around this other side, I've put one up over here. It's a joist hanger. So we'll try and I've put that in there. Technically it probably isn't really needed because of the fact that it's sitting on this wall here, but I like to add it there anyway. Otherwise it's kind of tied in just like the regular just like a regular rim joist in that case of that one. Then in here, this is the first time coming inside for y'all. So this is the bathroom now. You see how small it is. It's extremely small. And this was the shower, is extremely small as well. Maybe it was 3 foot by like 2.5. 3 foot by 3 at the most. I'm not sure. But anyways, we're going to have to remove this wall here for what we're doing now. So basically this entire wall that's right here in front of us from the corner, we're going to have to remove that. Of course, this window will come out, and in here, of course, this is the area that we've done. We've got the tub in here in the way. What I'm gonna do what I need to do probably is just put it against that back wall for now. But anyways, we're gonna remove this. I think you can see a little better from here, and then all we'll do is we'll reframe this accordingly, however we need to, so that this wall comes out just far enough for the tub here, and then the access will be through here. Which is different than the original plan. The original plan was that the tub was supposed to be here, but I had pointed out the fact that the toilet's right there, so you couldn't get in over here. So the plumber is supposed to have to move this pipe over here and hook up the shower over there. Either way, so we're going to have to reframe this wall and open this up over here accordingly with the tub, and then we'll insulate back here where the tub is going, and we'll have to put a wall at the end of the other end of the shower. I was saying tub, it's actually just a shower. It's not a tub. It's a shower. So now with this being the case, technically this one and maybe this one need a hanger. The others technically shouldn't, because that wall will still support them, but I'm going to put them on all four anyways. It'll help support them as well while I'm adjusting this wall. But either way, like I said, I'm going to put a hanger on all of them. That's at some point that toilet leaked. I believe he says it doesn't now, but either way, that's old and dry at least. So anyways, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put in these hangers here. I have nails that I'm going to use for most of them, but here and here I'm probably going to have to use my impact with and screws. They would be strong tie screws are what you have to use to have the tensile strength. Strong tie screws are they're more flexible than regular screws. So, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and first do that. Another thing we're going to have to do is we've got to fire block all these. So remember where I put all that blocking in out from the outside, but you can see daylight. All that needs to be fire blocked. So basically just have spray foam and spray foam around there. I'm going to try to get a camera set up where you can see this. I don't know how well that's going to work. Alright, so that was much more of a pain than could have been. It's just because there seriously is no room in here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start fire blocking real quick. This cell shouldn't technically be needed because it's part of the original house, but I'm going to do this block anyway and then go across here. So I'm going to go ahead and foam those up real quick and then turn around and do the other side. Well, I bought 4 cans thinking I'd have extra, but it took 4 cans. I got a little bit left in the can, but that ain't going to stick around and last, so there's no point in keeping hold of it. But now that we got that done, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and real quick use up some scraps that I've got and put in Deadwood. So Deadwood is basically something for your sheetrock to fasten to. On the edges. So like of course across here we've got these joists here to fasten into, but right here there's a dead spot, as you could say. So what I'll do is I'll put a piece of wood right here to be able to fasten to. Then I'll double check and see where from there this direction 4 foot lands for the sheet. And if it doesn't land on one of these, I'll put another piece of Deadwood there. Then I'll also put a piece here for the same reason as there. And then around here, we need to put one across this whole, essentially across this entire top plate. It doesn't have to be solid. There can be breaks in it, but it needs to at least, give us some good amount to nail to or screw the sheetrock to. So those should be the only dead spots that we need. I'm going to start with this one because it's the biggest and go from there. Alright, so one more step down. Deadwood in place. The Deadwood doesn't need to be anything fancy at all. Like I say, it's only giving you something to screw the sheetrock to. It's not really supporting anything other than a very small section of sheetrock. So the next thing, I guess, will be I'm going to remove this window real quick. And then once the window is removed, then I'll see what I need to do as far as getting framed out this way for the opening. I believe also when I'm doing this, I'm going to need to remove sheetrock that's in there that's in my way as well. But so, like I say, we're going to get rid of the window, remove some sheetrock, get rid of the rest of this insulation that's in the way, and then go from there. Alright, so that opens it up a whole lot more. Makes it look more usable. Not sure what they're going to do with this pipe. I may have to build a little box around it, but that's not a big deal. It's just, if you do, it's going to make this opening even smaller than it already is. So we'll see what happens. I guess they're going to decide that tomorrow. So the tub is going here, and I was going to insulate this wall, but I realized just a moment ago that I wasn't thinking straight. These down here on this floor are 2x6 walls, so I need R19 insulation, and I got R15, which is for 2x4s. So I'm going to have to wait to actually do that. Probably do it first thing in the morning really fast, just throw insulation back there, and we'll see what else we get done that day. But either way, I can't insulate that today. So as far as down here goes, I believe, and you can see as we come through the door now, it's actually, it actually looks, there's just a whole lot more room than how cramped it was a second ago. So, anyways, from here, I think we're going to move to the upstairs and see what we can do about opening that one up. Alright, so I guess there's been a change of plans. The homeowner is not home right now, and the upstairs is locked, so can't do the inside part of the upstairs. So instead, we're going to go all the way upstairs on top of the roof, and we'll see what we get done with the roof today. We'll just see how far we get. My goal would be to maybe get all of the drip edge down, maybe have the rolled roofing on, and do the step flashing and tying in the old roof back in, having that part done. But we'll see how far we get. So like I said, I'm going to put the camera, I'm going to set it up over here facing that way, and then first thing I'm going to do is try and put that drip edge all the way around, just because I brought it up here and the drip edge is more apt to get blown off if it gets windy up here. So I'm going to focus on that first, and then I'll probably do the rolled roofing just so the box doesn't get wet if it rains. Then I'll move on from there. Alright, so that's this all tied in. Got the rolled roofing installed and have the drip edge all on. So now we just got to roof this, which shouldn't be too big of a deal, but I'm tired today, hot. It is about that time, and I don't feel like carrying up any more shingles right now. And like I say, it's basically that time anyway, so close enough that I'm gonna call it a day today. So tomorrow hopefully we'll be able to knock out that stuff on the inside. What I'll probably do is first thing when I get here, because the plumbers are supposed to be coming tomorrow, so probably first thing when I get here, I'll go ahead and throw in that insulation that I got wrong this morning, picked up wrong this morning. I'll grab the actual R19 and I'll put that in real quick. Then I'll probably come up here real fast, try to roof this thing while it's early morning, then go inside and take care of the wrapping up the stuff inside on the second floor. But for today, I'm gonna call it quits, pack up, and leave. So hope you enjoyed watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you the next time.